Have you ever looked in the mirror after a fresh haircut and thought, why do I look older instead of younger? You're not alone. For so many women over 60, the wrong haircut can unintentionally add years to the face, making features look heavy, tired, or less vibrant than they truly are. It's a frustrating experience, especially when all you wanted was a style that brought out your best. The truth is, hair at this stage of life isn't just about appearance. It's about confidence, energy, and the way you show up in the world. Our hair changes with age. It becomes finer, drier, and more fragile, and the styles that worked beautifully in our 40s or 50s don't always serve us now. A haircut can either lift the face, brighten the eyes, and add movement, or it can pull everything downward, making us feel older than we are. And that difference can completely change the way we carry ourselves. Think about it. Your clothes, your makeup, even your accessories all matter. But your hair? It frames your face every single day. It's the first thing people notice and often the last impression you leave. Choosing the right style isn't about chasing youth. It's about aligning how you look with the vibrant, confident woman you already are. In this video, we're going to look at 3 haircuts that instantly make women over 60 appear fresher, lighter, and more youthful, and 3 cuts you'll want to avoid because they can unintentionally age you. Along the way, we'll explore the psychology behind why certain hairstyles project vitality, and I'll share real-life stories of women who transformed not just their look, but their confidence with the right cut. Why hair matters after 60. By the time we reach our 60s, our relationship with our hair changes in ways that are both visible and deeply personal. On a biological level, hair simply doesn't behave as it did in our 40s or 50s. Dermatologists note that the production of keratin and natural scalp oils declines steadily with age. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, nearly 2/3 of women will notice a significant decrease in hair density after menopause. Strands become finer, more fragile, and more prone to dryness or breakage. Even women who once had naturally thick, shiny hair often find that it feels lighter and less resilient in their 60s. But this is more than biology. Hair is also about perception. Psychologists frequently describe hair as the frame of the portrait. Imagine a painting without the right frame. The artwork itself may be beautiful, but it feels incomplete. In the same way, our haircut shapes how the world perceives us, and more importantly, how we perceive ourselves. Research from Yale University's psychology department has shown that hair appearance directly affects how women rate their own self-confidence, mood, and even social engagement. In simple terms, when your hair looks vibrant, you project vibrancy. Let me share a story. A close friend of mine, Linda, is 64. She had worn her hair in a heavy, one-length style for decades. At her granddaughter's birthday, she confessed she felt invisible, as though her look no longer matched her energy. A few weeks later, she decided to try a softly layered cut with side-swept bangs. The change was immediate. At the next family gathering, people couldn't stop complimenting her. "You look so refreshed, so alive," one of her old colleagues told her. Linda admitted to me later that it wasn't just about the compliments, it was about how she carried herself. She stood taller, smiled more, and even signed up for a local painting class she had been putting off for years. Now, let me ask you, have you ever noticed how certain haircuts seem to pull your face down, while others create a subtle lift around your cheekbones or jawline? Have you ever caught yourself avoiding photos because you felt your hairstyle no longer represented who you truly are? These questions matter, because after 60, the haircut you choose does more than shape your appearance. It communicates your energy, your outlook, and even your vitality. From a psychological perspective, a youthful hairstyle signals more than style. It signals engagement with life. When hair moves naturally, with texture and softness, it conveys openness and warmth. Conversely, a heavy, outdated style can unintentionally communicate tiredness, even if you feel lively inside. That disconnect between how you feel and how you appear can quietly erode confidence. And this is why hair after 60 is not vanity. It is self-expression and self-care. Clothes, jewelry, and makeup may highlight your personality, but your hair frames every interaction you have. It is the first detail people notice and the last impression you leave behind. A flattering haircut doesn't erase your age. It celebrates it, amplifying the beauty you already have. So, When we talk about the right haircut after 60, we are not chasing youth. We are embracing style as a way to align our outer image with our inner vitality. And this brings us to an exciting part of the conversation: the 3 haircuts that consistently help women over 60 look fresher, lighter, and more vibrant. These are not passing trends or drastic changes. They are timeless, adaptable cuts that work with your features instead of against them. Let's explore the first of these transformative styles: the soft layered bob. 1. Soft layered bob. Among all the hairstyles that women over 60 can choose, the soft layered bob remains one of the most universally flattering. What makes it so effective is its ability to bring movement and lightness back to the hair, qualities that naturally diminish as we age. Instead of hair lying flat and pulling the face downward, the layers introduce softness, dimension, and flow. The eye is drawn upward toward the cheekbones and eyes, giving the face a subtle lift without any invasive procedure. Dermatology studies show that after the age of 60, nearly 70% of women experience reduced volume in their hair due to the miniaturization of follicles. A well-executed layered bob directly addresses this change. By incorporating layers throughout the cut, even fine or thinning hair appears fuller and more textured. For women with thicker hair, the layering technique removes heaviness, preventing the hairstyle from looking bulky or dated. The versatility of this cut is one of its greatest strengths. Whether your hair is straight, wavy, or lightly curly, the layered bob adapts beautifully. A chin-length version highlights the cheekbones, while a collarbone grazing length elongates the neck and adds sophistication. Wispy, side-swept bangs can conceal forehead lines and soften the upper face, while avoiding the heaviness of blunt fringes that can make the look appear rigid. A study published in Psychology Today noted that hairstyles with visible movement are consistently rated as more youthful and approachable compared to stiff, one-length cuts. Let me share a personal reflection. At 62, I decided to try a layered bob after years of wearing my hair long and heavy. I remember walking out of the salon feeling uncertain, but when I saw myself in the mirror later that evening, something shifted. My jawline looked sharper, my eyes seemed brighter, and my daughter told me, "Mom, you look 10 years younger." The transformation wasn't just physical, it gave me the confidence to wear brighter colors and step back into social gatherings I had been avoiding. Now, let me ask you, have you ever noticed how a simple change in the way your hair frames your face can alter the way you carry yourself? Would a style that softens fine lines and highlights your best features give you the courage to try bolder fashion choices or even step into new experiences? Styling the layered bob can be as low maintenance or as polished as you want. Blow drying with a round brush creates volume and smoothness, while adding soft waves with a curling iron delivers a playful, modern feel. For women who prefer an effortless routine, allowing the layers to air dry produces a natural, tousled finish that still looks chic. Subtle highlights or lowlights within the layers add depth, making the hair appear even thicker and more dimensional. According to the Professional Beauty Association, 58% of stylists recommend highlights for mature clients as a way to restore vibrancy and texture. What sets the soft layered bob apart is not only its adaptability, but also the psychological impact it carries. Hair that moves, shines, and frames the face gently communicates vitality. It tells the world that you are still engaged, modern, and full of energy. For women who want a youthful yet timeless look, this cut offers a safe but transformative option. And while the layered bob may be the most classic and versatile choice, it's not the only one. For those ready to take a bolder step, there is another haircut that redefines confidence after 60, the pixie with volume. 2. Pixie with volume. For many women over 60, the idea of cutting their hair into a pixie feels intimidating. The fear is that short hair will look severe or even accentuate age. But when the pixie is done with softness and volume, the effect is exactly the opposite. It opens the face, highlights the eyes and cheekbones, and creates a youthful lift that no amount of styling products can replicate. Instead of hiding behind heavy layers, the volume at the crown draws attention upward, giving the illusion of a natural, mini facelift. According to a 2022 survey by Modern Salon, nearly 40% of women over 60 who switched to a pixie cut reported feeling more confident in social settings, and 31% said they felt their haircut made them look at least 5 years younger. This speaks to the power of a well-designed short style. Not only does it reframe your features, but it also transforms the way you carry yourself. I can share from personal experience. At 63, I decided to try a pixie after decades of shoulder-length hair. The first time I styled it with a little mousse, I looked in the mirror and saw my eyes sparkle in a way they hadn't in years. Friends at church told me I looked radiant and lighter, and my granddaughter said I looked fun. It wasn't just about looking different, it was about feeling free. Suddenly, I wasn't weighed down by hair that required constant fussing. I felt more like myself, unafraid to step into new experiences. The secret to the pixie with volume lies in its texture. Unlike a blunt, cropped cut that can appear rigid, this style uses feathered edges and layered top sections. This allows you to build height at the crown and softness around the forehead and temples. A side-swept fringe can disguise fine lines while keeping the look approachable and elegant. Think of women like Jamie Lee Curtis or Judi Dench, two icons who have embraced pixies that exude confidence, not severity. Their hair doesn't age them, it defines them. Now, let me ask you, have you ever wanted a haircut that feels liberating, one that takes minutes to style but still looks polished all day? Would you be willing to trade a little length for a hairstyle that instantly brightens your eyes and makes your cheekbones more pronounced? These are the kinds of questions worth asking when you're considering a transformation in your 60s. The styling options are surprisingly versatile. A bit of volumizing mousse at the crown can last all day, giving the hair body without stiffness. On casual days, tousling with your fingers creates a playful, modern edge, while smoothing it back with a touch of shine serum offers instant evening elegance. Color can add even more depth, strategic highlights amplify texture, and embracing natural silver can turn the pixie into a chic statement rather than a compromise. From a psychological perspective, the pixie with volume communicates energy and approachability. Studies in social perception have shown that people often view shorter, well-kept hairstyles as more vibrant and friendly. For women over 60, this is not just a hairstyle, it's a declaration. I am confident, I am modern, and I am not afraid of change. Yet, while the pixie offers boldness and freedom, not every woman is ready to go quite that short. For those who still want length but crave movement and youthfulness, there is another option that bridges sophistication with playfulness: the long layered shag. 3. Long layered shag. For women who want to keep some length without the heaviness that often comes with aging hair, the long layered shag is a remarkable choice. Its genius lies in its balance. It preserves femininity while introducing enough texture and movement to make hair feel light, lively, and easy to manage. Each layer is designed to remove bulk where hair tends to weigh down and add volume where thinning usually appears. The result is a hairstyle that looks both effortless and intentional. After 60, many women struggle with flat or lifeless strands. A study from the International Journal of Trichology found that postmenopausal women experience a 12–15% decrease in hair shaft diameter, which explains why one-length styles often fall limp. The shag's feathered layers counter this by creating lift at multiple points, giving the illusion of fullness. Even sultan pepper or naturally silver hair benefits because the light catches on each layer, adding dimension that solid, blunt cuts simply cannot provide. The beauty of the shag is also in its versatility. Worn straight, it reads polished and modern. With soft waves, it takes on a carefree, playful vibe. Women with natural texture, whether gentle curls or subtle waves, find that the layers give shape without frizz. In fact, stylists often call it a wash-and-go style because it requires minimal upkeep while still looking chic. I can share a personal example. At 65, I was reluctant to let go of my shoulder-length hair. I feared shorter styles would make me feel less feminine, but when my stylist suggested a long layered shag, I agreed to try. The difference surprised me. Instead of dragging my features down, the movement around my collarbone created a sense of lift and softness. Friends told me I looked refreshed, and one even asked if I had lost weight. What really changed was not the number on the scale, but the way my hair framed my face. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed how long, heavy hair can sometimes make you feel older than you are? Would a style that keeps your length but adds bounce and vitality give you the best of both worlds, feminine yet youthful, elegant yet easy to maintain? Styling a shag is forgiving. It doesn't require constant trims to keep its character. In fact, a little grow-out often enhances its casual charm. Adding highlights or lowlights can emphasize the layers, creating depth and making fine hair appear thicker. According to data from the Professional Beauty Association, 54% of women over 60 who choose layered styles say they notice a visible improvement in how healthy their hair appears, even without extra products. The psychology of the shag is equally important. Hair that moves naturally signals approachability and vitality. It says you're still engaged, curious, and youthful in spirit. Unlike rigid, overly set styles, the shag embraces imperfection, and in doing so, it communicates authenticity. Still, as flattering as these 3 youth-boosting cuts are, it's equally important to understand the flip side, the styles that can unintentionally add years to your appearance. Just as the right haircut lifts and refreshes, the wrong one can drag down your features or project a look that feels dated. With that in mind, let's turn to the 3 haircuts women over 60 should avoid if their goal is to look vibrant and energized. How to choose the right haircut for you. Finding the perfect haircut after 60 is not about chasing trends, it's about aligning your hairstyle with who you are today. The right cut should flatter your unique features, suit your lifestyle, and most importantly, make you feel like the best version of yourself. The first factor to consider is face shape. An oval face is the most versatile. Almost any style works, but adding soft layers around the cheekbones enhances balance. A round face benefits from cuts that elongate, like layered bobs that graze the collarbone. Square faces are softened by wispy fringes and side parts that reduce sharpness. And for heart-shaped faces, volume near the chin balances a narrower jawline. According to research from the American Board of Cosmetic Surgery, nearly 72% of women report that a haircut designed for their face shape made them look noticeably more youthful. Next comes hair texture. Fine or thinning hair often looks best with layered cuts that create volume. A study published in Dermatologic Therapy found that women over 60 experience a 22% decrease in hair strand diameter, which is why one-length styles may fall flat. Shorter, layered cuts add fullness and dimension. On the other hand, if you have thick hair, removing bulk with strategic layers prevents heaviness and makes the style easier to manage. For natural waves or curls, layers add definition and prevent frizz, turning texture into an asset rather than a challenge. Then there's your lifestyle. Do you prefer low-maintenance routines, or do you enjoy styling your hair daily? If you're active and want something practical, cuts like the pixie with volume or a long shag can look polished with minimal effort. If you enjoy experimenting with different looks, bobs with flexible styling options may be ideal. This is where honesty matters. Ask yourself, will I realistically spend 20 minutes styling my hair each morning, or do I want a cut that looks good even when I let it air dry? One of the most effective strategies is to bring visual references to your salon. A photo eliminates confusion and helps your stylist understand not only the shape you want, but also the energy you want to project. Stylists consistently report that clients who bring photos are more satisfied with the results. Have you ever left the salon feeling disappointed simply because what you described wasn't what you envisioned? A picture solves that problem. I'll share an example. At 62, I decided to try something different after years of the same layered bob. I walked into the salon with 3 photos of women my age, each with slightly different cuts. My stylist studied my face shape, hair texture, and lifestyle, then suggested a modern variation that blended elements from all 3 photos. When I saw the result, I felt like myself, but refreshed. That experience taught me the power of clear communication and the importance of finding a stylist who listens. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you changed your haircut not because you had to, but because you truly wanted to express a new chapter of your life? Are you holding onto a style out of habit, or is it still helping you feel vibrant and confident? Choosing the right haircut isn't just about fashion, it's about self-expression. It should frame your face like the perfect portrait, highlight your natural beauty, and fit seamlessly into your daily life. When those elements align, you don't just look younger, you feel more energized, more authentic, and more yourself. And that brings us to something deeper than technique or face shape. Beyond layers, lengths, and textures lies the emotional truth, how your haircut makes you feel inside. To understand why the right style can transform not only your reflection, but also your confidence, let's explore the psychology behind a youthful hairstyle. The psychology behind a youthful haircut. A haircut is never just about hair. It influences the way you carry yourself, how you smile, the energy in your walk, even the brightness of your eyes. Psychologists often refer to this as the self-perception loop. When you feel attractive, you project more confidence. When you project confidence, people respond to you differently, and when people respond positively, it reinforces your self-esteem. Something as simple as changing your haircut can set that cycle in motion. Research supports this. A study in the Journal of Social Psychology found that 61% of women reported feeling more confident in professional and social situations immediately after updating their hairstyle. Another survey by AARP revealed that women over 60 who refreshed their look, whether through a new cut, color, or styling routine, were 45% more likely to describe themselves as active and engaged compared to peers who had not changed their hair in 5 years or more. These numbers aren't about vanity, they are about how small external shifts can create profound internal changes. I remember a woman named Carol, age 65, who had worn her hair in the same long, one-length style for decades. She often told me she felt invisible in group settings. At her stylist's suggestion, she tried a layered shag that introduced softness and movement around her face. Within weeks, Carol signed up for a beginner's yoga class, something she had wanted to do for years but never felt brave enough to try. She also began attending social events at her community center, and she told me, "It wasn't just the haircut, it was how the haircut made me feel about myself." I had a similar experience at 63. After years of clinging to the same style, I finally allowed myself to try something new. When I saw the reflection staring back at me, I didn't see a younger woman. I saw a woman who was vibrant, confident, and fully present in her own life. Have you ever looked in the mirror after a haircut and felt like you were meeting yourself again for the first time? The truth is, a youthful haircut doesn't erase age, it honors it. It doesn't pretend you are 30. Instead, it says you are 60, 70, or beyond, and you are radiant in that season of life. When your hairstyle works with your features, not against them, it communicates vitality and resilience. It shows the world you are still curious, still engaged, and still confident in who you are. So I'll ask you, are you wearing a haircut that tells your story today, or one that belongs to your past? If your hair could speak, would it say you are energetic and modern, or would it whisper that you've stopped evolving? Understanding the psychology behind hair allows us to see why the styles we've discussed matter so much. They're not about hiding lines or fighting time. They're about aligning how you feel inside with how you present yourself outside. And when that alignment happens, the impact reaches far beyond the mirror. This brings us to the final reflection, how everything we've explored, face shape, texture, lifestyle, and the psychology of style, comes together to remind us that the right haircut is not about age at all. It is about authenticity, self-celebration, and the confidence to live fully at every stage of life. Let's bring these insights together in closing. We've explored 3 haircuts that can take years off your look: the soft layered bob, the pixie with volume, and the long layered shag. Each of these styles brings movement, lightness, and vitality, working with your features instead of against them. And we've also discussed 3 cuts to avoid: the harsh short crop, the one-length long style, and the rigid bob, because they can unintentionally emphasize age rather than celebrate confidence. But here's the truth. A haircut is not about hiding age. It's about honoring where you are in life and celebrating the strength, elegance, and authenticity you carry today. The right cut amplifies your natural beauty and helps you project the confidence you already have inside. I'd love to hear from you. What haircut in your life made you feel most renewed, most vibrant, or most yourself? Share your story in the comments, because your experience might inspire another woman who is ready for her own transformation. Remember, every strand tells a story. Make yours a story of confidence and beauty at any age. Thank you for spending this time with me. I truly appreciate your trust and your presence here. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring ways to look and feel our very best, because style, just like life, only gets better with age. Until then, take care, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.